And good evening, Torg Possibility War fans. It is the 9th of January, 2022. Yay, we survived to 2022. Tonight was supposed to be a live stream, but I dropped the ball on that. I apparently tried to put the cart before the horse. We were going to schedule a live stream for tonight, but the last couple of years have been really hard, the last few months in particular, and so I have not had the opportunity to get the live stream stuff set up. I want a nice, pretty background, and I want to be able to get everybody's videos in there and everything like that. I'm still getting down the recording stuff, so I just haven't had a whole lot of time to deal with all of that. So I'm going to try and get the live stream thing set up and do a couple of tests, and then I'll get my friends together and we'll see what's going on. We may not do it until next year in early January, so we'll have to see from there. Anyway, I'm going to get things started here with our new adventure. It's going to be a short one. I know I have a long campaign planned that I would really like to do, but I have not yet figured out when to put it there, and with everything that's been going on, it's been causing some real issues. Okay, so we're starting a new adventure tonight. It's called Curse of the Gae Bolga. It is from the Isle Delphi Missions book. You guys now have all of your cards. I've gone ahead and given you one Cosm card, your card from the end of Nights Before Christmas, and then 4 cards as standard. So all of you should have those. Let me make sure that Jamie has all of his, because Jamie is at work. So let's see. In the meantime, you have a card called Touch of Darkness. It says, play in front of you immediately when drawn. If you perform an act of darkness, deceit, treachery, or murder, discard this Cosm card and gain a darkness perk of your choice. You do not need to pay XP for this perk, but it does count when calculating the cost of future perks.
Free perk if you want to.
So just keep that in mind. Touch of Darkness. Then you have Step B, which allows you to basically do a dramatic skill check, Step B automatically. You've got Maelstrom, which until the end of the hero's next turn, no one may spend possibilities or use abilities from Eternity Shards or Darkness devices, including travel via dim thread. Let's see, Second Wind allows you to recover 5 shock. Inspire, play to give all Storm Knights their choice of one possibility, a draw from the Destiny deck, or they can recover 3 shock. Which is a nice card. That's a really nice card. And then Backup Plan. Play to have 2 different characters test for steps during a dramatic skill resolution. They may test for the same steps or different ones. Okay? Okay. So, here's the briefing. A Dwarven messenger comes up to you guys while you are trying to get from the taxi cab into Heathrow Airport. And he says, "My name is Gush. I'm from the Delphi Council. Here's a scroll for you." And he hands probably Ginger the scroll, and then he saunters off and kind of disappears. Okay, he doesn't kind of disappear. He just kind of woofs away in smoke. Okay. This is an enchanted scroll, and it is revealed as it's being read. Noble knights supporting the light are few, and we must shield those who would shield us. Elranna of House Garrick is one such knight, and she needs your aid. Elranna recovered a core earth relic, a barbed spear once used by the Irish warrior Cu Chulainn. Cu Chulainn carried this spear, the Gae Bolga, when he killed both his best friend and his son. It has since gained a dire curse.
Can you put that in that?
Elranna flies into a killing rage when around her family or close friends. Only among strangers can she keep her usual calm and kindly demeanor. The spear cannot be taken from her, but we've discovered the curse can be lifted. A Scottish warrior teacher taught Cu Chulainn to use the Gae Bolga long ago. Her ghost still haunts Dunscaith Castle on the Isle of Skye, and Elranna plans to plead with the ghost to lift the curse. She could use your help, as the seas between Glasgow and the Isle of Skye are treacherous, but those of us who know her aren't safe in her presence. Aid her, but keep your distance until she is free of the curse. She can be found on the ship called the Spindrift at the docks on the River Clyde. Go with Dunad's grace, Storm Knights. And then the scroll basically disappears. It just...
This message will now self-destruct.
I hope you remember those names.
I finally like find my notepad, and it's like, okay, go. Where'd the scroll go?
What? Yeah.
What was that?
Well, now here's the cool thing. Okay,
I heard spear.
I've done something. I've done something for all of you to kind of help out. Let me make sure that this is the right. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So I kept notes. Let's see. Configure permissions. everybody is an owner. So I'm going to go ahead and reveal this to everyone. Show players. All right, so I just showed the Curse of the Gae Bolga mission notes to everyone. I made that on purpose because I knew that it would probably be difficult for you guys to remember everything that I just read. Now, since all of you are owners on Curse of the Gae Bolga mission notes, you can keep your notes here. Okay, so you're welcome to do that. I can tell you where those are right away. If you go to your journal tab, which is the open book looking thing, journal entries.
I'm at the handout. So.
Okay. So you should see when you pop open handouts, current adventure, the 8-1 Curse of the Gae Bolga mission notes, and you can pop that open and edit that anytime you want. Okay. And it's for you guys to do with. Whatever editing goes on is going to affect how you guys as a team read it. So my recommendation is keep the notes that are there unless all of you can agree to get rid of them. So the Dwarven longship Spindrift is not hard to find. Okay. You're walking down a rather long dock in Glasgow. Okay. And you see that there are a bunch of longshoremen of various races. Humans and dwarves in particular are all over the place. And but as you ask for the Spindrift, various people point you in the correct direction, and it's a dwarven longship. Sails obviously are down. I've forgotten how many masts I have on the thing.
It wouldn't be a tall ship.
So let's see. It's a triple master. You've got the main mast, of course, pretty much in the very middle of the ship. You've got a large mast towards the front, and then you've got a smaller controlling, kind of a... I don't even know what they call it. It's an aft mast. Let's just say that. Okay. But as you're walking down the long dock, you see all kinds of dwarves that are hand carrying and shouldering various items onto the vessel. Okay. You do not see anyone other than dwarves for the time being. But at the end of the dock, where the gangplank is, you do see a dwarf that's a little bit taller than most of the others, and there's about 18 others. So, and that one actually has a tricorn hat. Okay.
Tricorn, not bicorn?
Not bicorn, tricorn. Well, I suppose tricorn is more like for pirates, isn't it? But so no,
Yeah.
You know what? He's got a tricorn, and he's got an eye patch. But you see the ship, and you can see who the captain is. What are you guys gonna do?
Best we approach the captain, say we're here. We've arrived.
Yeah, how much you want to bet he doesn't know who we are? Yeah, Peaches, how are we going to get on this boat?
Hmm. Is there a gangplank?
Yes, there's a gangplank.
Is there a nearby bar or something real quick?
Well, let's
Let's-
ask
Yeah, Paul.
speak
You know,
to Vigir Skywise.
Yep.
oh, Paul,
And where
is there
they-
like a nearby bar or something?
You can just about bet there is.
On the way back to the mainland? Yeah.
I'm gonna go and buy a bottle of something strong and come back out to give it to the captain to
Oh.
help explain the situation.
Okay.
Oh.
What
Fried
kind?
good.
What kind of spirits are you going to pick up?
Oh, good lord.
Yeah.
For a
But-
dwarf, either whiskey or beer.
Rum. Sailors like rum.
They like their grog.
They're
All the
dwarves,
books say so.
But dwarves like it hard, very hardy.
Anybody got an idea
spirits.
card?
Well, as a matter of fact, I do.
Would you like to play it?
What, that would solve the problem. I don't want to. I'll also need to play this one because it says play at the beginning.
Okay, so fickle magic. Oh, that's what I did. Well, now wait a minute. How did you play that?
I hit the little play button over on the edge of the thing.
You know what? Yeah. So let's see. I need to do that for Jamie as well. So let me get over here for Kret. Hey, there's a play button there. Okay, so Touch of Darkness. Okay, so that one had to be played immediately as well. We just need to remember those two. See, I really don't like that there. Can we drag these out onto the tabletop? Okay, that's something I've got to address with Matt. So anyway, we need to remember those two. So Fickle Magic and a Touch of Darkness. Fickle Magic for you, play immediately when drawn. The first player character who rolls a mishap while casting a spell, Kret, has the opposite of the intended effect instead. First player character. Okay. All Storm Knights gain one possibility once the effect triggers. If there are no spellcasters in the party, draw a new Cosm card. Okay, so we've got a spellcaster in the party with Kret, so we'll just keep those in mind. Did you want to play that idea card, or did you want Chris to kind of stumble around a little bit and try and figure this out?
Stumbling this one.
I'll play the idea card.
Okay.
All you have to do is find the captain and tell him we're going wherever he's going.
Yeah, you could do that also. Okay, playing the idea card, you help Chris to realize that...
wait a minute. I got an idea.
Yeah. Gain a clue or insight indicating the next course of action your hero should take. Chris, Mo comes up and points out to you that he's a dwarven sailor. So a dwarvish rum would probably go over a lot better.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
you
However,
purchase
I'll
that.
take that rum.
Are you going to share it with the captain, Mo, or?
Well, I mean, I might, but we're getting him dwarvish rum.
Oh, you're going to take the regular rum.
yeah. I was just going to go ahead and take that one while he's got it.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you guys have that squared away then, and you walk up to the captain, and he's got like a clipboard, a modern day clipboard in his left hand, and there's actual printed paper right there on it. So, and he's looking at that. He has not heard you approach because his dwarves are still his dwarf crew is still moving stuff onto the ship.
Captain Skywise.
Yes. What?
We found
We've
the right
been sent
person.
by the Delphi Council, and I offer him up the dwarven rum.
Ooh. Well, come aboard, me hearties. I'm grateful that you're here. Unfortunately, Elranna of House Garrick has yet to show up. And then you hear from behind you, no, I'm here. And a relatively tall woman walks up, kind of a shapely woman. Hang on, let me get to the actor's directory because I have her done up here. Where is Elranna? Oh, that's right. Okay, let's see if this... Nope, that just dragged out her... Well, doggone it. I was going to let you guys see her character. Will allow me
Image.
to? Her image, yeah.
I would
let's
like
see.
to see it too.
Well, hang on just a minute. I'm going to try and drag it out here. Okay, so that's not going to work. Why is she listed as a threat? She's an ally. Okay, token.
Well, she can be both.
Well, okay, yeah. Okay, so that image, let me... Okay, so let's see. That's in images, characters, allies. Okay, Spear Warrior. Can I drag this out? Okay. Oh, no, close. Okay, so let's see. Let's open that. Oh, very good, very good. All right, that... once it finishes loading for you guys. Huh?
I said, yeah, that's Gae Bolge. Yeah, the spear.
Well, I tried to. And it has been impressed upon me that it's not Gae Bolge. It's Gae Bolga. So,
Yeah.
But, and that's the proper Gaelic for it. Okay? So that's who walks up behind you. On her chest plate, she has a sword of Dunad drawn there, and it's of course the broken sword. And I would bring it in if I thought it would make any difference. But do you guys know what the sword of Dunad looks like?
It's a broken sword.
Yeah. If you... Oh, no, you guys don't have access to those. That's okay. That's okay. We'll look at it in a little bit unless somebody needs to see it.
Don't really need to see it.
Okay.
Is she going to... Well, I suppose the question should be asked, I guess, is she a cleric of Dunad?
They don't really go into that. I believe... Let me get open her sheet again. I put down information, but notes... Okay, no, it doesn't say anything about that. She is a warrior, not a cleric, but a warrior in the service of Dunad, which, of course, is Lady Pella Ardenay's primary deity, is Dunad.
Like Isle's primary deity, but
Well,
that's beside the point.
Isle's primary deity is Dunad, but different races and different sects within...
The humans.
The humans? Is that what you said? The humans?
Humans.
Humans. Okay, so she walks up, and she is carrying a spear that has it's pretty much like what you see in that picture there. And she says,
Yeah.
"Good afternoon. Are you to be my traveling companions?"
Yeah. Yes.
I take the
believe so.
cigar out of my mouth and flick it into the ocean or the river, and I look at her and go, "Oh yes, I am Sir Mo. Let me introduce you to my companions," and I do the introductions around.
Me trying not to choke on my tongue with laughter, but yes,
I got myself knighted last game. Don't
so did I.
Yeah, all of you did.
I said, didn't we all get knighted?
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You chose not to.
Oh, maybe I didn't.
Wait a minute. Are you sure about that?
Yes, I am. I distinctly remember him saying that.
Oh,
I think because I suggested it.
Okay.
So when I get to when I get to him, I introduce him as our lackey dogfight.
Our squire.
Our squire.
Excuse me?
Hey, you chose not to be knighted. It's your fault.
Okay, Elranna is looking at all of you like she kind of smacks her tongue a little bit. Tisk tisk. Well, Captain Skywise, shall we board? And he says, yes, my lady. Or he gets that gruff voice, yes, my lady. You get on board, Arg.
Hey, before we get on board, lady, can I see that spear of yours real quick for a second? Just
She looks at you and she says, dogfight, correct?
yes.
I am not able to release it.
That spear.
I have been able to throw it before, but the spear immediately returns to me. It is cursed.
Throw it at him.
Got it. All right. Just
Once-
checking.
Once the curse is lifted, and she gets a smile on her face at this point, once the curse is lifted, however, I would be more than happy to share this spear with you and perhaps to get rid of it forever.
So do you know what it's going to take to break this curse? We only know that it's breakable, not what necessarily needs to be done.
I offer this to you, Lady Penny, that we should speak of this over dinner.
There you go.
Very well.
Fair enough? And
After you.
she starts up up the ramp. You guys notice that despite the fact she is a knight, she is carrying her own bag. She does not have a squire with her. But she saunters.
Cursing.
Hmm?
Well, it's definitely because of the curse. Anybody she knows, she would probably tear it to shreds.
Perhaps, yes. Okay.
Maybe she already has.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Captain Skywise looks at the rest of you and he says, "Forgive me, my lords and lady. I did not realize that you were knights." And
That's fine. We were like knighted yesterday.
as a matter of fact, yes.
Yeah. I was like, I'm like checking like the sun. It's like, yeah, exactly yesterday now. In 24 hours.
Well, a knight is a knight. Please find your comfort on board. And he goes back to looking at the bottle. This is some nice grog. Might share this at dinner, or maybe not. All right.
On a long ship? Yeah.
Now, okay, you'll notice that there are basically, as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and get this preload scene, and that should load up for all of you. And then I'm going to activate that scene so that all of you find your way on board. Oh, wrong scene. Okay, so I've got to activate the other scene, so we're going to preload this one. And activate. Okay, so all of you should be pulled over to a scene called the Sea of Harib. Okay, and you'll see your longship there.
I don't think this is a long ship.
It's the longest ship I could find, mister. So
Long ships are a lot smaller with oars.
Oh, well, okay, this is a different kind
More like
of
a
longship.
galley or
Okay.
a galley or a brig or a.
That's
something
actually
like
what it's
that.
called in the notes here. It's a galley on a long ship.
What notes are you reading?
Curse,
on
you
the-
gave us?
Oh,
Mission
okay.
notes, yeah.
Yeah.
Seek out the Spindrift, a galley at the head of the head of the river, Clyde.
There you
Near,
go.
Glasgow.
It's
Hey,
a
look,
galley.
if the captain wants to call it a long ship, the captain can
What
call
I'm
it a
saying.
long ship.
There you go, right there.
Yeah, that's a,
Got it in writing, straight from the DM.
Okay, so the dock, you actually enter about here, or climb on board the ship about here. Okay, and obviously the dock is probably 10 feet away at most, because the top deck of the ship is well above that dock. So you've got two sets of stairs in, okay, which is this front set right here, or the middle set, I should say, and then the front set. The dwarves are using that forward set of stairs to move down. And if you try and go down those stairs, you'll notice that they're passing one another at a pretty good clip. So one of the dwarves kind of pushes whomever's in front out of the way, and he says, "Pardon me. Go to the back stairs." And you can see those now. The over here, obviously you've got a kind of a wood lattice there where you can look down into onto the next deck below, and you can see that dwarves are stacking things all over the place. You don't see anything like gunpowder. You see mainly food stores, and that's it. So,
Are there any kind of what are the quarters like?
yeah, when you get to the quarters, those are more around the main mast, kind of almost a circular group of rooms. And when each of you gets into your rooms, you see they kind of taper down to a point around that main mast. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. Hang on just a second. Hello, can you get over there? Thank you. I'm going to make this a private role. Private GM. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's not anything bad. I just wanted to find out what there is. Oh, and it's got question marks. That's neat. Okay, so Kret gets the cabin room, the cabin that has an entryway to the mast, okay? And the mast has about a 2 or 3 foot, Kret, when you get there, the mast has about a 2 or 3 foot area around the main mast where repairs and stuff can be made, and you see tools and stuff all on the walls.
Oh.
I thought you might like that.
Love it.
So, you know, it doesn't matter what rooms you guys get into, you're able to put your stuff down. Elranna is more
Are there enough for all of us, or are we
Yes.
going to have to double up?
No, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 actual cabins. So you've actually got a few more. Okay, each of you sees where your characters are, and you see that there's kind of a limitation to your vision and whatnot. So you can basically place yourselves where you want to be, but we're going to kind of role play through dinner, through the briefing, things like that, so that you guys can ask questions and whatnot. You don't have to place yourselves around a table or anything. There's no scene for that. We're just going to go with the mind on it.
Okay.
So
I would move my character if it wasn't paused.
oh, hey, the game's paused. Sorry about that. You guys should be able to see things around you pretty clearly. The new lighting effects are really awesome on here, and I think you guys will enjoy those when we get into deeper territory. Okay, so the captain has one of his executives come out. He actually has 2 for this ship, and he has one of the executives come out and
Oh, good. He has a spare.
ring a bell. Yes, he's got a spare. One of them is, and he'll explain this sometime over dinner. One of them is actually there for shipboard fighting and taking care of shipboard business such as cleaning and whatnot.
About the miracle bounty.
Oh, it's a miracle.
And what does it do again?
Okay.
It basically increases the amount of food available,
Oh,
so Mo can have bigger meals.
he's a growing lizard man.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I do want to note about something. Claus is here with you guys, okay? But he is not playing tonight, so I'm going to leave him out of there. Oh, no, that's not going to work. I got to put him somewhere I can still see him when he's out of the screen. Okay, so you're all called to dinner, and the captain does an invocation. Is Mo going to do bounty?
Well, Mo will on his plate I probably can't do it. I mean, it's not a big enough spell that I could.
It's a single meal of food.
Yes,
and
a single meal of food. I can.
Yeah, okay, it's a single meal of food so that more may partake. So it's the fish and the loaves.
Yes.
So, yeah. Okay. So a regular success. About 3 minutes.
Where did you put it? I don't see it in the miracle list.
It's under the items directory, and it's Spirit 10. So all of the miracles are arranged by Spirit axiom.
All right, items directory, miracles.
Okay, so all of you sit down at the table. Captain Skywise and both of his executives sit there at various places of the table. Elranna sits at the opposite end of the table since she is the higher knight here, and all of you are invited to sit at the table. And then after a small invocation from the captain, more or less blessing the dinner in the name of Dunad, he claps his hands, and a few of his other dwarves start bringing in food to the table. And you've already got utensils and everything like that, so everything's set except the food. So, and the reason it's being done this way, you could probably guess, is because Captain Skywise wants to make sure that everybody knows he is a magnanimous individual. So, now, he says, please, or let me get my voice right. Please, dig in.
All right. I say my blessing over my food.
Okay. So
we all watch it literally enlarge.
Yeah. I've forgotten how big that gets for bounty, but I know that. Let's see. And I had to, of course, go close my book because I'm such a tidy person. I like to keep things tidy. Let's see.
So 196. I'll find it.
200. Additional 200. Success increases the amount of food. Okay. The food also becomes more succulent and nutritious. A standard success doubles the available food. A good success triples it, and outstanding times 5. So let's see your roll on bounty.
It's just a blessing. I get nowhere.
Yeah, let me see something here. Okay, so spiritual is 18, so you're good. You're not going to disconnect or anything, but
Nope. Yeah. But it's just a blessing. Yeah. I am a chaplain after all. I'm supposed to be doing these sort of things.
Captain Skywise looks at you and just kind of chuckles under his breath. I guess the protections worked. So he did not say an invocation that was like a miracle or anything, just an invocation to bless the food in general. So any magic or miracles or psychic abilities or anything you've got, they're all dampened in here.
By how much? And how?
Well, try anything you want, and let's see. Anyway.
I tried to use my pyrokinesis to make a few sparks, dance between my fingers.
Oh, whoa. Read pyrokinesis, buddy.
I was just thinking, maybe I can control it. Otherwise, I would have used, telekinesis.
Uh-huh.
Just to do a little party trick.
You know what? Party trick is going to be difficult. But let's see. Pyrokinesis. Fire starters can cause the very air itself to burst into flame and can channel it into destructive blasts. The attack doesn't suffer any range penalties, but concealment. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. If you want to control it to the point where it's just putting out a little flame, the penalty is a 4. So let's see. Your minimum skill value is a 12. Target's dodge or difficulty number. Okay, so roll a 10 or better. Actually, yeah, 10 or better.
Okay.
Because this thing
Oh.
literally can't dodge. Oh, God.
Okay, so apparently it does work.
That's correct. Your pyrokinesis just kind of zzz, zzz. You feel a little bit of heat maybe around your fingers, but fingertips, but that's it. Okay, anybody else? All right.
I am very deeply curious about how a standard ship like this to have the equipment necessary to dilute power such as these, or is that standardized? I'm new to this.
Skywise looks at you and he says, no, just my cabin.
Just your cabin.
Just where we are now. Okay.
You have a fine ship, my friend.
Thank you. And thank you for the booze. And he holds up the bottle.
I knew you like it.
This will make for a little bit smoother sailing. Elranna, being of... Huh?
For him, at least.
Sure, go buy in haze.
It also depends on what Mo decides to do with that bottle and when that he bought. So,
I've been strongly considering a drinking contest with this dwarf.
Oh, you'll lose. I'm sorry. Wow. Yeah. One of you could get drunk under the table. We could try that, but we want to see what's going on. So, Elranna huffs, and she continues to grab a little bit of food. It's unusual for her to serve herself, and you can see that she's uncomfortable. She's not trying to make a pig of herself. Usually her portions are dipped up for her. But she pays attention to what everybody else is doing and then tries to match what you're doing. And after she huffs with Vagger Skywise's comment about the alcohol, she says, "Of course, leave it to a dwarf." And he just kind of huffs back at her and smiles, and then he says,
They know how to have a good time.
Yes, right. We do know how to have a good time. And if the snooty nobles will loosen themselves up a little bit, we can have more of a good time. And Elranna, her right eyebrow pops upwards for a second, and then she kind of softens up and goes for her food instead. And then she turns to Peaches after a couple of minutes of some general talk, whatever that looks like. And she looks at Peaches and says, "You had a question earlier. Would you mind refreshing my memory?"
But I'm pretty sure she had
Yes, of
several.
course.
But I think of she has a pretty big one. She wants to say right now, right, Peaches?
I asked. We were told that we knew that there was a way to relieve you of your curse, but we don't know what that is. Could you tell us?
Yes. I will be happy to. The name of the ghost is Scathach. She taught Cu Chulainn how to use the spear. Later it gained a curse of its own. It was not initially cursed, you can tell, or you might see. And unfortunately, in my coming to possess this, I myself am cursed and very much stuck to this spear. And I mean, it is resting against her shoulder and not against the table or anything like that. It is literally just touching her shoulder, and it is the blade, or I should say the blades and the little stickers that are coming out of it, everything like that, for the way the Gae Bolga was built, literally avoid her head. So if she moves her head to the right-hand side, the spear seems to move with her. so that she does not hurt herself. And she says, as you can see, I am unable to loose myself from it. But if Scathach can aid me in freeing myself of this curse, then I can continue in service to Dunad and to Isle and the Lady Pella Ardney. I do not know if this can happen, but we must try.
But then that is what we shall do. We shall go to the
you
ghost
would-
and
would-
shall ask her.
If you would, hear me a little bit, where'd you find it anyway? It's a, relic from our mythology, and you never knew if it was a real spear or not, so where'd you find it?
We were on a mission to free some knights who had been captured by the forces of Angaruthorian. And my squire and a fellow knight were with me, and we had just freed the other knights and were running when one of them was hit with this spear. It did not return to its owner for whatever reason. And on touching it to remove it from my fellow knight's shoulder, I found that I could not loose it myself. Indeed, it damaged me to begin with, and then by the early evening I had passed out and been carried to by my fellow knights, and did not awaken until the following morning. That, unfortunately, is all I know about it.
Oh, it's a
Companion
very
was hurt.
interesting spear from what I remember from mythology.
Was there anything special about your companion that was hurt?
No?
Did your companion survive?
Yes. He had healing magics applied from the wizard in the next town, and we were able to take him back to the lady for further examination and reward.
What,
That's amazing. That's actually pretty amazing. From what I've heard of the mythology of it, it never misses its target.
Well, correct, and it did not miss this one. However, I was able to remove the
Yeah,
spear.
the target is usually never misses the target, which is the heart.
I could not tell you why it did not. It just did not. Perhaps you know more about this than I do, which would be
But
refreshing.
Mythology is fickle in how it's told to generations, so it may have be not as accurate as I know it,
Or
as you know it.
Or perhaps, since the possibility war began here, that mythology has changed.
Very, very well could be.
It is something that I would like to explore. Perhaps you can inform me later of your knowledge, and I can combine it with my own.
Okay.
Are there any other questions?
How long ago did you get the spear?
Oh, it would be 5 weeks now.
5 weeks.
Aye.
A short time for some, an eternity for others.
Yes, it would be. To put a fine point on it, and she clasps her hands together at this point. Her right arm, the Gae Bolga is caught in her right elbow. As she goes to explain, she's actually kind of leaning her forearms on the table, and she says, on returning home. Or no, wait a minute. I got to back up just a little bit. I apologize, guys. For the return trip home, 2 of my loved ones, my fellow knight who had gone with me through many, many adventures, and my squire, were both slain as I wielded the spear. This was the very next morning. The others, except one, ran from me in fear. And they returned to London on their own. The one that remained with me parted from me on another ship as he had been called away to another assignment. When I returned to London and met with my sister, something happened in me. And at this point, she is looking all embarrassed and red-faced and angry and just not very happy at all. She says, I nearly killed my sister. I do not know what happened, but my leaders and I separated ourselves because they are all dear friends to me. And of course, I did not go near the lady.
Naturally.
But we have been keeping in touch through carrier pigeons and other magical means, messengers and the like, so that I would not harm any of them, because this was 3 now. My sister did survive, to the best of my knowledge, although she was still in the apothecary when I left for this particular mission. And this was just days ago. And anyway, she goes through and recounts how she is, her and her leadership have been trying to find stories about this spear, which revealed its name to her immediately. Okay? Immediately. So
did it speak it aloud, or it wasn't in her head?
In a whisper, in her head. Okay. So you don't know if Cu Chulainn ever had the spear speak to him, but you suspect not. Okay, because until it was cursed, it would be just a normal weapon. Okay.
It was not a normal weapon. Never was.
Well, okay. I'm going to put it gently this way. All weapons start out as normal until they get their magic. Okay. So, and then the magic, after Scathach trained Cu Chulainn how to use the spear, something happened for him to end up killing his mother and his sister. But the curse came before he killed them. And anyway, the stories about Cu Chulainn and the stories that Elranna share with you have a remarkably similar thread to them, a very similar outcome. So, are there? I know that I've been trying to do Elranna's voice, but my voice is starting to crack, so I have to kind of let off of that.
Okay.
So, any other questions?
Yes. Can I Google the spear on my phone?
You should be able to. The notes for it include the most proper spelling that I was able to find, phonetic spelling that I was able to find on the internet myself. So
well, then if Peaches can quickly scroll through something, she asks, "Your friend that survived, was he standing in water? A river, maybe?"
I believe we were crossing a river at that point.
Well, I'll think about this. Is the spear made of bone at all, or is it just a shiny metal spear?
It's made out of a sea monster.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
hopefully
them
we
sea
have it.
monsters, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, they don't have any of that listed in here. In the adventure itself, and I thought it was something that was made up by.
Oh no, it's a real thing.
Well, I wish that they would have told me that in the adventure itself. That would be a great deal of information. I would have researched it and become more intelligent about it. So, okay.
Cu Chulainn is a real myth.
Really? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
It's a real
Cu
myth?
Cu Chulainn is one of the
Right? Irish folk heroes.
yeah, really big hero.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a King Arthur Excalibur kind of thing for Ireland.
Well, I
Yeah.
like that. I wish I would have known. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
Good phone, sir. That's Scotland, not Ireland.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah, Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah.
My mistake.
All right, all right. It seems like all of you know more than I do about this because I've never had to research it. So I've never even thought of
Damn
researching it.
hero.
Okay,
Big hero.
okay. Hang on just a second,
We're
guys.
nerds.
All of these people were a big problem in the rifts.
Oh, okay. Okay. If I didn't hate the Palladium game system so bad, that's another one I might suggest. But
Oh my god, the world's great. The system sucks.
yes, the world is amazing. I played it for years. Okay, now let's get back to this. If there are no further questions, then we'll move on just a little bit.